self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid, I do for self, I do for self, fuck you and everybody else. Squad up. Shout out to the baby mama terrorist bounty hunters up in here. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer, and what I want to talk to you today is very interesting video. It's about a comedian who actually comes out and exposes these baby mama terrorists for what they are and who they are. The funny part is everything that I've been saying. And I want y'all to check this 3-minute clip out and see what I'm talking about. I will be stopping on key points because things like this makes me happy. And the reason why, because there are women, real queens, who knows that the system is unjust because they allow these baby mama terrorists to do these terroristic acts to good fathers. But of course, the system is not going to go against the grain. These baby mama terrorists ain't going to go against the grain. These fake ass queens ain't going to go against the grain. These simp ass goofies ain't going to go against the grain. Not at all. What they're going to do, say it's your fault. You should have protected yourself. You should have picked better. Well, you shouldn't have cheated. You should have made her mad. Blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. The horse logic and everything else. She's a comedian off Instagram where I met her from. Somebody sent me the link. And she spit some real facts against these baby mama terrorists. I mean, facts. And it will be good for us men if more women came out. The more, the merrier. But at the same time, it takes us, men as a whole, to make it happen first. You know what I mean? I understand it's good to have the woman because the woman, it makes the baby mama terrorists look bad hearing it from a woman versus a guy. Because they'll say we whining, we crying. We don't want to take our kids. We run for child support, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, we still have to do our part. We can't wait on somebody else to do what we have the power to do for ourselves. That's why I always say do for self. Let's make this happen, y'all.
I'm one of those pages, you either going to come to me to laugh or to think. But we're always going to talk about the real, and we're going to address accountability. And today is definitely one of those days. I've always been a solid woman. I'm non-biased in my opinions. If I can hand it to the fellas, I'm going to definitely hand it to the ladies, and I don't give two fucks. Can you women explain why there's so many good fathers and good men that's on child support, that's going through the system? Why is it that there's so many good fathers that don't have access to their children? Because you want to be a bitch about things? Because you want to control shit? So the fuck what? He didn't want your funky ass. So the fuck what? He dogged you out. So the fuck what? Shit didn't happen the way that you planned. That's life. Oh well, maybe his character might be fucked up. He might need to mature in certain areas. Doesn't mean that he's not a great father or a great provider for his child or his children.
And that right there is what I tell all of you. When it comes from a personal, your relationship and being a parent, it's two separate issues. If he was a bad husband or a bad boyfriend, but a great father, it's two separate issues. If you married, that's why you get divorced, because he was bad as a husband or it didn't work out as a husband or whatever it is. The thing is, you have to separate the two. These baby mama terrorists already knows they have the power and the access to use their kids as pawns, weapons, shields, attention, salute, and everything else. And everything she just said is the things I've been saying. And you got a lot of these baby mama terrorists sit back and say, well, you shouldn't have treated her bad or you shouldn't have cheated. That's horse logic. Because if that's the case, then a lot of people should be able to get murdered because they did some things. But of course, if you commit a crime and murder somebody for something that person did, they go to jail, right? Right. Even though that person may have deserved it, but you get charged with a penalty. But when a baby mama terrorist take that kid, alienate that kid, manipulate that kid, make that man suffer, she's not penalized. No matter how many times you go to court, he's the bad guy. If anything, they ask, is you current on your child support? Are you paying your child support? And even go up on your child support. And a lot of them are bitter bitches. They mad because it didn't work out, failing relationship, like I said. But they want to tell y'all that he's a deadbeat, low life runner for child support, but yet he pays child support. You get his income taxes, you get his stimulus checks, you get everything that he get, but he's still a deadbeat. You alienate him from the child, he's still a deadbeat. He gets his son or daughter every single day more than you have him. He's still a deadbeat. That's why I ask all the time, what's the true definition of a deadbeat? Let's continue.
The thing about it is that a lot of you chicks are moved on with your life. You got a whole other nigga in your life, married and then some. You still want to keep.
Funny she say that. I know a lot of baby mama terrorists that got remarried or got married, had another kid. I know one particular that's dealing with a married dude that she got to pay for because he ain't gonna never leave his wife. He don't want her. He just used her and reaped the benefits. Told her kids, especially, and told the daughter and the son, 11 and 9 years old at the time, and told them that she was dealing with a married guy. Why would she tell the kids that? I don't know. Why do y'all baby mama terrorists put kids in grown up situations? I don't know. I would never understand that. Now, if the father would have said that, that would make him look bad. Let him say that. But no, these baby mama terrorists, boy, they tell their kids that they a hoe, that they doing X, Y, and Z. Even though the kid don't understand, but you raising your daughter to be just like you. Deal with a married man. It's okay. It ain't no issue because loans don't nobody know, ain't no problems. But when somebody call it out, they say you a hater. You don't know what you're talking about. Mind your business. You know, manipulate the kids and say this the woman he left you for and all that stuff. That's what these baby mama terrorists do. Anything to make that man suffer. If they can't make him suffer off the money, then they make him suffer off the kids. And that's why I tell y'all fellas, if you have to, wash your hands and walk away. Keep the veins cold because you the one's gonna suffer while she still live her life to the fullest, messing up yours. Let's continue.
Coming for him. Like he happy that you are moved on with your life and you mad that he happy. You mad that he content. With or without you, bitch. You have done everything you could possibly do to try to hurt this man, and he still take those L's and he still take those blows, and the nigga still persevere and push through. So then you bring your black ass to social media and talk about how you can't find you a good man. No, you can't find a punk bitch. There's a difference. You females, you don't want to build with a man. You want to build a man.
Funny she say that. You got these baby mama terrorists, and I told you these are the worst baby mama terrorists. Is the baby mama terrorists who got degrees, who work professional careers, who got a lot of money, who make good money. If you're a man that makes under what she makes, she will try to build a man. Just like they try to build a son to be super capable simp suckers. Because they want them, as Coach Greg Adams say, son husbands. What is a son husband? Well, from watching him, he's basically saying that she can't get no other man or she ain't got no other man. So she used the son as the husband to mold, to run the house, to, control him, take care of the house and do everything that a man should do. But because she can't get one, or a real man ain't gonna stick around with that crap, they got a son husband. But she raised him to do whatever she say, to be weak, be a sucker, because if he caters to her like that and be a capable simp sucker, he's gonna cater to that woman who's gonna send him off, set him off for failure, put him on child support and everything else. And if he go tell his mama the situation, she gonna tell him, well, she has the right because she's the mother and she bear the kid. It ain't on you. So I understand where she's coming from because that's what these baby mama terrorists do. They always do that. Fellas, It's good to say, I'm getting with a woman that make more money. She got a good car and stuff like that. But do not take them serious, especially one who got a kid. Because if she's a project of a single mother and she got money, it's because she chose single motherism, meaning her attitude. She trying to build a man and make him to be what she want him to be, and he finally got tired of it. And then she put him on child support, and she talk about him, bad mouth him, everything else, lying and everything else, and manipulate the kids and all that stuff. Don't take her seriously. Do the pump and dump, or hit it and quit it, or just don't even fool with her all the way because you don't want no accident to even happen to the point where she accidentally get pregnant because you'll be another guy in the mix, and you don't want that. And I'm telling y'all from the bottom of my heart, these baby mama tears with degrees and good jobs, making good money, them are the worst than these Section 8 low life don't have none because, like I tell y'all before, these baby mama tears with money and got a career and all that stuff, they got a shield to hide behind. When they go to court, they can say, well, I'm a doctor. I wouldn't dare alienate him. Why would I do that? I'm a lawyer. I'm a nurse. I'm an owner of this company. I work for IBM. I'm the owner. Why would I do something like that? Them are the work. Then they got money to pay for whatever they need to shut you down. Now, if you get with somebody and you talking about finding a good woman and everything else, make sure she make what you make because at least if she do try to take the child support down the line, if it was to happen, hopefully it don't. Y'all both make the same amount of money, you can't get as much. And even if she do make more, and that's the benefit, it'll be less on your part, but still, who want child support coming out of your check anyway? So it's not worth it. I'm telling you from experience. A lot of these baby mama tears with money, they want to control you and then want to downplay you because you make less than them, but yet they chose you. They got you moving their house. They got you driving their cars. They got you around their son and talk bad mouth the father. You thinking he a deadbeat? Come to find out he ain't a deadbeat. He washed his hands and moved on, kept his veins cold. But you don't realize that after the fact you have other kids with this clown, and now you set up a failure because you was a blue pill and didn't know no better. And then you got to learn the hard way. But it's not too late for y'all because what you do, keep them veins cold, wash your hands, move on, learn the laws, and try to get rid of child support, try to get it lowered and everything else. Or you move in silence and go through the cracks and get your own business and build your own money and tell her she broke, tell the system that you broke and they got to lower it. Ain't nothing they can do about that. So don't be no fool when it comes to these baby mama terrorists, especially the one with money, because them the ones that try to dictate and control, especially these black ones, especially the black ones. All of them do it, but especially these black ones. But then they call you deadbeat and low life, but you picked a deadbeat and low life from the get go. Let's continue.
So what you funky miserable ass bitches do is you take your daughters and you rob them access to their fathers so that you can inbred them with that same toxicity and hatred that you have towards them.
Funny she say that because let's talk about the daughters. When I tell you that a kid lacks something, being raised by a single mother or a single father, you lack something. We're gonna go off with the girl. What's usually the first man that a daughter or that a girl's supposed to love or usually love? Their father. When ain't no father in the picture because of he's alienated or maybe he is a low life. We're gonna say that. She end up falling in love 9 times out of 10. I've seen it. They fall in love with the first man they see. Or they fall in love with somebody that's 20 years older because he seems like a father figure. And then when that same daughter get used, sent off because she trying to have that father figure, dude trying to hit and get in where he fit in. That's one mess up situation. Or two, here's another one. She be around her low life the baby mama terrorist, and she's alienating the father and doing everything, showing evilness and whorishness and everything else. She end up being like her mother. And then the funny part is a lot of the daughters will hate their mothers or vice versa, but she's the exact same way. And they don't even realize that. Let's talk about these sons. When it comes to a son, same thing applies. Who's usually a son's hero? Usually it's the father. But what happens when you don't have that father and they raised by a baby mama terrorist? They daddy is somebody in the streets. They drug dealer. They gangbanger. They homies in the hood that's out here stealing cars. The ones that's dropping out of school. Because they raised by a baby mama terror and they got an alienated father they don't know about, he gonna hate the father saying he's a deadbeat because she said so. And when he get older, either two things. Either he gonna be a deadbeat like his mom because she's a deadbeat, or he gonna beat women, mistreat women. He's gonna be emotional. He gonna be a crybaby. He gonna kill a woman because she give him rejection. So it's a lot of factors when it comes down to not having a father. But everybody want to tell their kids we don't need him. We good. I got my degree. It's all good. We don't need him and everything else. That's the horse logic, you know. And like I try to tell y'all, these baby mama tears do not love their kids. I don't care how much they spend money on them. They let them do whatever they want. Treat them like kings and gods and queens. They do not love their kids. Anybody's willing to eliminate a parent out the picture, even though unjustly, even though this person been in their lives, they ain't nothing but the devil's son-in-law. Take heed of what I'm saying. Let's continue.
And then you want to do that same foul shit to your son. Deny him access to his father so that you can control his manhood and rear him to be that bitch nigga you never had in your life. Y'all want to talk about generational curses. Now let's get into it.
That's a fact. And that's what I'm just saying. A son husband. They don't want that son to move on. And if he do, just know that his mother is number one, regardless. If he get a good woman that's not a baby mama, tells everything, he gonna lose that because he gonna always run back to his mama. It's whatever she say. I know one now, a married dude. His mama told him and told the girlfriend that, and girlfriends that he dealt with that I'm his number one. Because she was a baby mama test. She was married 5 or 6 times, even divorced the last husband because she retired and got her pension. And so he don't get a piece of it. She divorced him 6 times, 5 or 6 times, or four or 5 or 6 times. These baby mama tears are wicked. They know what they be doing. And because of that, he looked like a man, built like a man, but so emotional, crying. He need attention. He got to brag about everything. He got to show what he got, show what he get, and everything else, because he lack self-esteem, just like the baby mama tears does. They want to spend money and say they got this and got that because they lacking something. And I'm telling you the truth. This ain't no lie. Just think about it, y'all. Majority of these people who are baby mama tears and these sucker simps, they lack something in their life. And then the thing about this dude, he thought his father was a deadbeat till he was 30-some years old and found out that it wasn't true. The baby mama tears alienated him because the father didn't want to be in a relationship because he was already married. And he was trying to be a father. She alienated him all them years and had all these stepdaddies being his daddy. And the one he was calling him daddy, you know, he found out about the real father, found out what really happened, but it's too late. He's 35, almost 40 years old. But yet people want to sit back and call me deadbeats and run for child support and everything else. That's the thing I would never understand. And these baby mama terrorists got married dudes around their kids more than the actual father, cutting his hair and shit. That's funny. And that's why I tell y'all fellas, keep your veins cold, do what you gotta do, handle your business, get yours. Because they hate when a baby daddy or a father or ex-husband, they hate when they live their lives and continue to move on. They do better. They want you to struggle and cry and beg and plead and don't have shit and blood pressure and diabetes and commit suicide and homicide and everything else. You don't fall for that. You get your mind and change the laws of your mind. Let's continue.
Truth be told, a lot of you females have forced your way into a guy's life anyway. I mean, come on, we all know that mistakes happen.
You're right. And the reason why I agree with that, because there's so many baby mama terrorists that have kids for a man because he said he wanted kids. And then when it's all said and done, she really didn't want them kids. That's the lie she told you to get you. So you plan to have kids. And then when things hit the fan, it don't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. He want to be a father, but he don't want to be with you. Now all of a sudden, he don't want to be a father. He a deadbeat. He hurt us. He left us. He did this to us. When y'all break up, it ain't about us. It's about the kid. And that's the thing. She's saying everything that I've been saying, and people listen, people believe, but it's unfortunate that it takes a woman to say the same things that men say for people to take heed. Because you got a lot of men or so-called men that only cater to women, and they simp suckers too. Let's continue.
And even with the mistake happening, he necessarily didn't even want you or the child. He was okay. You know, I'm gonna to the plate as a man. I'm gonna own up to my responsibility and be the best father I know how. But because he still didn't choose you,
Right.
you want to make hell for a nigga, right?
Hmm.
You miserable ass bitch. Then you want to come on social media with this all woe is me attitude. Like, come on now. Bitch, you knew the rules of engagement. Up here sitting here posting memes and shit as if you trying to throw shade towards nigga, you know?
And while you throwing shades, he walking on by like Ozzie Haynes. And then I ain't gonna lie, you got a lot of baby mama tears that don't post on social media. They go to their jobs and tell all their business, which is lies. Tell all their lies. Tell their family members who ain't shit either. And then they got the nerve to call you ain't shit. That's the funny part. I would never understand that. Yeah, let's continue.
That shit don't move him. That shit don't move anybody. All he
Exactly.
does hurt, boo. You know,
Right.
take your hurt ass some motherfucking way and get healed. That's what the fuck you need to do. Stop creating memes and create a fucking life for yourself. How about that? And as always, if it don't apply, let it fly, boo boo.
Yeah, she's right about that. But the thing about it, they're not gonna let it fly because they're getting their feelings. Even if one is not a baby mama terrorist because she ain't got no kids, but she still stick to code because her mom's a baby mama terrorist. I'm looking at her name on Instagram is Indy Remy underscore comedy. That's Indy Remy Remy underscore comedy. That's her Instagram. She spoke the truth. I'm gonna try to see if I can interview her, and ask her why did she do this, and see what she got to say. But she called it everything that I've been saying, and I'm sure plenty of other guys said it too. But I'm just saying, you got to be careful of these baby mama terrorists. And this is out here. This is real. It's gonna continue going. But I notice now a lot of men is going their own way. They're going MGTOW. A lot of them doing a fridge and lifestyle. They just pumping and dumping. They're not getting married now. They not they not having kids. They protecting their seeds. And that's what I love to see. Don't make the mistake I made. Don't make the mistake that a lot of people made. That's why I came out with the page. It ain't just about getting rid of child support and saying fuck child support. It's about men building themselves, change the laws in their mind, keep them veins cold, wash your hands and move on. Don't let the system and don't let these baby mama terrorists set you up for failure to the point where you go into jail or you kill yourself or you die slowly because of stress, mental stress, PTSD, blood pressure like I got. But I'm working on it real good. Things are changing for the better. Y'all will know by next month on what it is. See, and these baby mama terrorists will send you messages, messages, and messages, even though you ain't reading it, and they still send you messages. So it's either quite a few things. She guilty about all the havoc she caused. She's a stalker, aka obsessed, retard, and everything else. She want to try to so-called maybe throw it in your face, but now if you keep them veins cold, you ain't missing nothing. It's the kids that's missing it. The kids are hurting. You got to realize we grown, and people like me, I had a father. It's not my loss. It's the kids' loss. And these baby mama tears caused this. See, now maybe if the father caused the problem, he's to blame for it, maybe. And that's usually a father that didn't want to be a father, ran away from his responsibilities, and he come back when they grown. I have no guilt. And a lot of fathers on here don't have no guilt either. They love their kids, they want to be a father, and they keep fighting to be a father. Some say it ain't worth it. Some say they're gonna try again, but they got a plan to strategize. And that's how you're supposed to do. So I ain't gonna hold you no longer, but shout out to Remy. And I appreciate the straight facts that she came out with to justify what I've been saying, and I'm gonna keep on saying. Cause these baby mama tears are ruthless. And like I say, when anytime they get the machine gun Kelly, they deserve it, and I clap. Ray Caruth treatment 2020. So y'all squad up. Shout out to the baby mama tears bounty hunters. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck child support. Peace.
Mr. Palmer. I'm Mr. Palmer, self-made, CEO, self-paid. I do for self, I do for self. Fuck you and everybody else.